So as we talked about yesterday, we are living in very interesting times right now where a lot of people in Hollywood are advocating for cancel culture. They love cancel culture, they want it to exist, and they're going to continue to try to make it an acceptable thing in the mainstream areas of our society. And of course that is exactly what they want, because they want to use cancel culture as a tool to continue to silence people that they don't like. People like Gina Carano, as we saw from Hollywood recently, where they fired her for simply making a social media post. This is what they want our culture to become. They want our culture to become cancel culture, and meanwhile, at the same time, they're going to continue to pretend that it isn't cancel culture. They're going to say that it's consequence culture. Like I said yesterday in my video, that is just a very fancy way of trying to explain away something very terrible that you're doing to people that you don't like or that you don't agree with. That is, consequence culture is a phrase that could be used for many, if not all, horrible things throughout human history that have been done to other humans. Just think about, some of the very terrible things that have happened across the world. Some of the giant human events that have taken place. And that could all be explained very easily by people that did those terrible things as consequence culture. Oh, you believe this certain way. Well, this is just a consequence of that. Oh, your skin color is this way. Oh, well, we are going to do this terrible thing to you, and that's just a consequence of that. This is something that could be very easily explained away in that way, and of course that is what Hollywood is trying to do. But thankfully, there are some people out there who see the danger of cancel culture, people like Kelly Osbourne, who say, F cancel culture. And that is good. We need more people to be able to say this. We need more people from places like Hollywood to continue to call out the disgusting, destructive nature of cancel culture, because that is exactly what it is. It is completely un-American, completely anti-free speech, and it is just a horrible precedent to be setting for our country. Across the board. It doesn't matter what side of the political aisle you're on. It doesn't matter what your religious beliefs are or whatever else. Everyone should be able to at least rally behind the fact that free speech is a wonderful, good thing. And if you can't rally behind that simple fact alone, then you are what's wrong with our culture. You are what's wrong with our society. So let's go ahead and see what Kelly Osbourne has to say here. Reality television star Kelly Osbourne is over cancel culture and emphasizing the importance of education rather than cancellation following her mother Sharon Osbourne's departure from the hit CBS show The Talk over a controversial discussion on race, Meghan Markle, and Piers Morgan, which was absolutely ridiculous that she departed after that conversation. If you guys want to, you can go look into that on your own if you want, but we're going to be looking at what Kelly Osbourne has to say here. I don't know what was really going on in this country, because I just thought that simply being not racist was enough. The 36-year-old Osbourne said in an interview with Extra, it's not. It's actually not. You have to be actively not racist and educate yourself and learn, and don't be afraid to make a mistake. Everybody's so afraid of cancel culture, she continued bluntly saying, I say F cancel culture. It's all about counsel culture, which is a way better way which is exactly what we should be doing. That is a much better way, a much better direction for our country to be heading in, for our culture to be heading in, than consequence culture. If you want to give it an alternative name or an alternative thing that we should be doing, counsel culture is exactly what we should be doing. Educate people, she says. Teach people, she continued, emphasizing the impact of a gentle nudge in the right direction. That, she said, is so much better than a public execution. And of course, educating people, teaching people, having discussions, that's what she's getting at here. Have discussions. Converse. Talk. That is what we should be doing. That is the beauty of free speech, that we can do those things. But cancel culture doesn't want that. They don't want to have conversations anymore. They don't want to be able to have discussions about controversial issues or things that we don't agree on. They just want to silence you because you don't agree with them. And the former fashion police panelist spoke to the magazine following Sharon Osbourne's official departure from The Talk. So basically, Basically, all of this was taking place because they were saying that Piers Morgan was a racist, and Sharon Osbourne was like, oh, well, you guys call pretty much everybody racist, and so apparently that was a very bad thing for her to say, and so basically she walked away from the show, which is absolutely ridiculous. But you know what Kelly Osbourne's saying here is absolutely correct. We should be moving towards the direction of council culture, or even conversation culture. That is maybe even a better way to say it than council culture. Conversation culture. That is what our culture should be like. That is what our culture should be trying to pursue. Conversation. That's it. That would be just an incredible thing to see our country return to, because that is what our country used to be like. I mean, even the founding fathers, when they were trying to, you know, construct the Declaration of Independence and everything else, they would argue and converse and discuss for hours and days and weeks, and argue and debate. And those are all good things. Those are things that they recognize as one of the basic human rights, which is why they put that in the Declaration of Independence, not as a permission from government that we can have the freedom of speech, but so that we can all recognize that it is just a basic human right that we have, a God-given right for us to be able to have free speech and say what we want to say. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. What do you think about what Kelly Osbourne is saying here? And I'll talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.